My name is Hannah. I am 34 years old. I live a simple and peaceful life with my husband, Jonathan. He is 36 years old, a quiet man with a calm heart. Jonathan works as an accountant. He wakes up early, makes coffee, and leaves for work with a smile every morning. In the evenings, he likes to sit on the balcony and listen to soft music. Our life was not luxurious, but it was happy. We had enough. We had peace. And for me, peace was everything. I work from home as a freelance designer, so I spend most of my day inside the house. I clean, work, cook, and wait for Jonathan to return. We laugh together, talk about our day, and enjoy our small world. For 10 years, our home felt like a safe place, a place where nothing and no one could disturb us. But peace has a strange habit. It never stays forever. One rainy afternoon, I received a phone call from my younger sister, Melissa. She is 28 years old, beautiful, smart, but always in trouble. She cried on the phone. She said she had problems with her husband, that she needed space, that she needed someone who loved her. "Hannah, can I stay with you for a few days?" she asked. I looked around my quiet home. I looked at the soft light, the clean rooms, the peaceful silence. I said yes. And that one word changed everything. Melissa arrived the next morning with 2 large suitcases and a dramatic sigh, as if the world had broken her heart. I hugged her tightly. Jonathan helped carry her bags to the guest room. She thanked him sweetly, almost too sweetly, and gave him a long smile. I didn't think much of it. She was always expressive. The first 2 days felt normal. Melissa slept, rested, and talked endlessly about her problems. I listened, comforted her, and reminded her that she was safe. But slowly, the atmosphere in our home began to change. On the 3rd day, I noticed my wallet was not where I left it. I found it later in the living room with $20 missing. I told myself, maybe I miscounted. The next morning, Jonathan asked, "Did you use my card yesterday?" "No," I said. He looked confused but didn't say more. Melissa started borrowing little things, my makeup, my clothes, Jonathan's headphones, even kitchen appliances. She never asked. She simply took them and returned them days later, sometimes broken, sometimes dirty. Every evening she sat next to Jonathan, laughing loudly at his jokes, touching his arm when she talked. I could see Jonathan felt uncomfortable, but he tried to stay polite because she was my sister. Small arguments began between us. "Hannah, she needs boundaries," Jonathan said softly. "She's going through a lot," I replied. "Just a few more days." But a few days slowly became a week. And the peace in our home was fading, quietly, like a candle losing its flame. As the days passed, our home no longer felt like ours. It felt like a place floating between peace and chaos, never calm, never completely loud, just unsettled. Melissa stayed longer than she promised. "Just until I figure things out," she kept saying. But nothing changed. Not her situation. Not her attitude. Only our home changed. More money disappeared. First from my purse, then from Jonathan's drawer. At first, I blamed myself. Maybe I forgot where I kept it. Maybe I spent it without noticing. But deep inside, I knew something was wrong. One afternoon, I found Jonathan searching the living room, opening drawers, checking under the sofa cushions. "Are you looking for something?" I asked. "My watch," he said. "The one Mom gave me." I froze. That watch never left his bedside table. We both looked toward the guest room. He whispered, "Hannah, please talk to her." I tried. But talking to Melissa always felt like walking through fog. "Did you see Jonathan's watch?" I asked gently. She gasped dramatically. "Why are you accusing me? I'm your sister. I came here because I trusted you." Tears streamed down her face, too fast, too perfectly. "Hannah, she's manipulating you," Jonathan warned later. "She's hurt," I insisted, though my own voice sounded weak. Then things became worse. My jewelry box went missing one morning. Every necklace, every ring, gone. Melissa claimed she had no idea. She even acted offended, as if she were the victim. The tension in the house grew heavy. Jonathan became quieter, more distant. He didn't want to argue, but I could feel the frustration behind his silence. And I felt like I was standing in the middle of a storm, trying to protect both the roof over my home and the sister I loved. But the storm was only beginning. The breaking point came on a quiet Monday morning. The sun was soft, the house was still, and for a moment I thought maybe today would be peaceful. But peace was no longer welcome in our home, not with Melissa living under our roof. Jonathan left early for work. I went to my desk to start my day, but something felt wrong. My laptop was missing. Not misplaced, gone. I checked every room, every corner, every shelf, but it had vanished like the jewelry, the money, and Jonathan's watch. My heart began to race. I hurried to the bedroom and opened the drawer where we kept our emergency savings, an envelope of cash we had slowly saved over the years for unexpected days. The drawer was empty. My hands began to shake. Sweat gathered in my palms. "No, no, please," I whispered. I rushed to the guest room. The door was slightly open. The bed was unmade, the closet was empty, and the room smelled faintly of Melissa's perfume. Her suitcases were gone. Her clothes were gone. Melissa was gone. I sat on the bed and felt the world tilt. Everything inside me crashed. The trust. The love. The belief that she would never hurt me. It all shattered like glass. When Jonathan returned home and saw the empty drawer, the missing laptop, and the abandoned room, he didn't shout. He didn't break anything. He simply closed his eyes and let out a long, tired breath, a breath full of disappointment, anger, and heartbreak. "Hannah, I can't stay inside this house right now," he said quietly. Then he took his keys and stepped outside. The door closed gently, but the silence it left behind felt louder than any scream. Our home had been broken, and Melissa had taken more than things, she had taken our peace. That evening, the house felt painfully quiet. I sat on the sofa, staring at the front door, waiting for Jonathan to return. My mind was heavy. I felt guilty, confused, angry, and heartbroken all at the same time. My phone suddenly buzzed. The screen showed a number I didn't recognize. For a moment I hesitated, then I answered. A man's voice spoke softly. "Hannah, this is Mark. Melissa's husband." My chest tightened. "Where is she? Did she come home?" He sighed deeply. "She was here for a few minutes. She took money from my wallet and left again. I haven't seen her since." I closed my eyes, trying to steady my breath. He continued, "I'm calling because you deserve the truth. Melissa has done this before, not just to me, but to her parents, her friends, her co-workers. Anyone who tries to help her eventually gets hurt. My heart sank. She lies, he said quietly. She steals. She disappears. She always promises to change, but she never does. I felt numb. Like a part of me was breaking. Mark's voice softened. I know you love her. You always tried to protect her. But Melissa lives in a world of her own problems, debts, bad choices, dangerous people. And every time someone reaches out a hand, she uses it only until she finds something to take. I felt tears running down my face. I whispered, she took our savings. My laptop. Jonathan's watch. She took everything. Mark was silent for a moment. Then he said something that felt like a knife to my heart. She didn't take those things because she needed them. She took them because she knew you would forgive her. That's what she counts on. When the call ended, I sat alone in the darkness. And for the first time, I saw my sister not as someone who needed rescuing, but as someone who had broken me. After the call ended, I sat alone on the floor, my back against the wall. The house felt cold, almost unfamiliar, as if it no longer belonged to me. Guilt pressed heavily on my chest. I had opened the door for Melissa. I had defended her. I had ignored the signs. And now Jonathan had paid the price for my blindness. I kept repeating the same sentence in my mind. This is my fault. I brought her here. Every sound in the house reminded me of what she had taken. The empty drawer. The missing laptop charger on the table. The space on the shelf where Jonathan's watch used to rest. All the small pieces of our life that she had quietly stolen. When the door finally opened, I flinched. Jonathan stepped inside, looking tired but calmer. His eyes fell on me, sitting on the floor, holding my knees, tears still running down my face. He walked toward me slowly, then sat beside me without saying a word. I'm sorry, I whispered. I should have known. I should have protected our home. You trusted me, and I. My voice broke. Jonathan shook his head gently. Hannah, this isn't your fault. But I let her in. She is your sister, he said softly. You believed in her. That isn't a mistake. It shows your heart. I buried my face in my hands. I feel stupid. He placed his arm around my shoulders. No. You feel hurt. And I'm hurt too. But we're hurt together. We'll handle this together. For the first time in days, I felt a small breath of relief. Maybe everything wasn't lost. Not yet. The days that followed were slow but gentle. Jonathan and I cleaned the house together. We replaced the locks. We reorganized our drawers. We made a list of things lost and things we could still recover. But more than anything, we rebuilt the peace inside our home, one quiet conversation, one honest moment at a time. I apologized many times, but Jonathan always gave the same calm answer. We will learn from this. That's what matters. Slowly, the house began to feel like ours again. One evening, while I was folding laundry, my phone buzzed. The name on the screen froze my heart. Melissa. My fingers shook as I opened the message. Hannah. I'm sorry. I know I hurt you. I know you hate me. Please forgive me. I had no choice. My life is a mess. I didn't mean to take so much. I still love you. Please don't leave me alone. I stared at the screen for a long time. Her words felt familiar, soft, dramatic, full of pain, but never full of truth. I typed a reply, then deleted it. Typed again. Deleted again. Finally, I put the phone down. I didn't block her. But I didn't answer either. Not out of anger, but out of clarity. Some people don't need more chances. They need boundaries. That night, Jonathan and I sat on the balcony again, drinking tea just like before Melissa came. The air was calm. The silence felt warm, not heavy. I looked at the sky and whispered to myself, love doesn't mean opening the door to everyone. Sometimes love means protecting your home, your peace, and your heart. And for the first time in weeks, I knew we were going to be okay. What would you do if a family member broke your trust like this? Tell me in the comments.